All right, we are going to see if yet another GSL champion is going to go to the up and down matches. Will Jinro advance or will NesTea advance? The whole foreigner community, I'm sure, is pretty split on this. Everyone loves Jinro, but NesTea, man, he is the godzer.
Yo, you got to respect NesTea. He is such a solid player. He is definitely one of the fan favorites out here. I think it's not just because of his play, but because of his personality as well. He's a modest guy, very friendly. And also, of course, for the older nerds out there, this guy is over 30, man. All he does is play video games. And he's a rich man. I saw him walking through here with a wheelbarrow full of money.
It's because all he does is win StarCraft.
I know, all he does is dominate nerds.
The map is Metalopolis. Get ready. This is going to be exciting.
It's going to be a pretty interesting match. I know the entire non-Korean scene rooting for Jinro right now from Sweden. So get ready, head-to-head, NesTea against Jinro here in Seoul, Korea at the GSL. All right, over here, it's kind of center-left location. We have, I think most people would agree, the best Zerg of all time thus far. And also, we have our second oldest.
I am NesTea.
Don't interrupt me like that, guys. I had more to say. But they had to say he was NesTea.
I believe he's 1 year older than me, which makes him about...
He's a dinosaur.
He's like a Triceratops. I'm a T-Rex.
I'm only 1 year younger than you. Over here at the right, we have our blue Terran.
The kid
Jinlo.
Jin High.
Yeah. Jin High on life.
Jin High, can I have your autograph?
Thank you to LG, Intel, and G-Skill. We got so many sponsors here.
What better thing to sponsor than esports?
Yeah.
Truly.
Spread the word. There's really nothing cooler than this. I was at this dinner party about a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was talking to this guy. He was a total jobber, but I was talking to this guy, and he was like, "Well, pro gamers." He's like, "But here's the thing, man. Like, don't they just play games all day?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah. I mean, they got to practice." And he's like, "Well, yeah. I mean, they have to play games all day." And I'm like, I look at him, and I'm like, "Well, yeah, but what are you good at?" And it was like, everybody got quiet. Nerd got owned. Actually, he wasn't even nerd. He doesn't get that title.
Yeah, no,
he's a jobber.
He's obviously
not one of us.
Total jobber.
He's totally talented.
He's
like one of those guys who's like, "Oh yeah, you know what's being cool? What's cool is not being good at anything." All right, over now onto the match. Oh, he spotted that barracks.
That is pretty big for NesTea. Jinro not going to be happy about that one, Tasus, but still, this is going to be a pretty powerful rush. The spawning pool not done yet, about 3/4 done.
Now, is he going to get that SCV?
Oh God, it's at 5 health, and he does.
Uh-oh.
Another SCV coming, though.
Now, if he gets this SCV, I don't know if Jinro had a plan B here.
Oh my God. If Jinro can't finish this, NesTea might just kind of luck out here. And he gets it! Oh my God, it was so close to done.
99% complete. There's
Jinro
another
right
SCV
now.
coming.
Oh God, no, this is the worst feeling in the world. I've had this happen to me in StarCraft 1. Oh, it's painful, Tasteless. He could have, this is going to cost him 2 Marines. You'd have 2 more Marines.
Well, I mean, to be totally
and
frank,
two SCVs.
this rush just should not by any measure work.
No, he's...
Due to what's just happened.
NesTea is in such a great position here. He's making a bunch of Zerglings. I would even think about making perhaps a Spine Crawler, maybe get an extra Queen. You gotta over-counter this. Jinro's in a terrible spot. He is making a command center at home, though, so he's not just gonna go on from here. Don't worry, guys.
Now, more and more Marines are continuing to come out. Jinro seems like he's just going to kind of roll with the punches. But, this is pretty bad, especially psychologically for the player.
Yes.
The start of the game where it's like, okay.
That is a big part of it.
In my 20-step plan, I've already messed up on step 2. You're
That's when you have a plan like that and it gets found and you lose both SCVs. If you finish and you lose both, you're like, oh, that's terrible, but I finished it in time. And now he has less Marines than he should, man. If he had those extra 2 Marines, if he had 2 SCVs, he could have already been pushing. He could have been doing some more damage. But NesTea right now making 14 more Zerglings. Speed is half done. And if he catches Jinro outside of his base, things are going to look terrible.
Well, NesTea probably took a big sigh of relief.
Yes. When he killed off those
that.
SCVs, he's like, oh, God, I am
like, all right.
so good at Zerg. Oh. It's like, well, yeah, you are, but come on.
The overminded home was watching. Took a nice sip of whiskey. But he's just an eyeball, so it just went in his eyes. Like, ah!
Absorbs quickly, though, man.
Yep.
And whoa! No! And with speed, almost finishing Tasteless. Well, I guess he does have enough Marines in here. Never mind. I was getting, like, so scared. Well, the barracks is flying around, checking out NesTea's base. Meantime, Jinro gonna add some factories.
All right, so Jinro's just going to keep larva injecting and probably double expand. As I said, yeah, he's going to send the drone up there, so. This is going to be quite a match.
That is, by the way, a perfect expansion by NesTea to take right now.
Yeah, that's smart.
He's seen the factory being made in Jinro's base. That signals that Jinro is not going to attack anytime soon. The most he could do is Hellion harassment. So NesTea taking that additional base. He's already up to 32 drones. He's droning more and more and more. You know, basically, he's in such a commanding position economically. There's really no pressure on him. He can drone up, and that's where you want to be as a Zerg player, is map control as well as droning.
Uh-oh. Goodbye, SCV. And
those
look,
are like the most realistic flames.
This burning barracks, yeah, this flames look pretty good. He is going to see the expansion, so that's one thing that will be good for Jinro. He at least knows what's going on. He wants to scan there or send out a Marine.
Yeah, that barracks has actually been worth a lot. I mean,
if I could, I would crash the barracks into the hatchery.
Absolutely, man. Imagine if you could do that. I would just like barracks rush and float in from both sides, kill all the drones.
Oh yeah, man.
Splash damage, obviously.
Do you remember in StarCraft 1?
Yes.
When you could do this thing, you could land the barracks, and if there were interceptors that were out, it would crush them.
There was also a bug where if you didn't have vision of it, you could land E-bays or whatever building on your opponent's units.
Oh, I remember that.
And there was this little hack where you could unvision yourself. It was like the funniest thing when it would happen to you. You see the eBay come, you're like, oh, I guess I'm dead.
I remember the bug in StarCraft 1 where there's a floating Templar. Remember that you could move. So I'd just be like there, and I see this Templar float like over a cliff, like into my base. I'm like, oh,
floating SCVs.
Why are you using this bug?
Yeah, so many fun bugs.
StarCraft 2 nowhere near as buggy. All right, here come the Hellions.
Blue Flame, they're going to take out some drones here, but here's the thing. Even though he's going to take out some good drones, do some good harassment here, NesTea has already made so many drones that losing a few isn't going to bother him all that much. Let's have his two queens up here, his Spine Crawler on the way. Some Banelings are out.
Whoa.
Can they connect?
And nice block, but how much more stuff is NesTea really going to lose?
Well, similar supplies, 78 to 72 NesTea in the lead, but 57 drones against 37 SCVs tells the real story, Tasteless. Even though he kills drones, more drones are going to pop out, and Jinro's just in a tough spot.
Oh, he's going to get it.
Very nice Hellion harassment.
Oh my god.
Oh my. Very nice running from that queen, man. That's like the Harrison Ford of queens.
Wow. Handsome queen.
Yeah. Time's handsomest queen of the year.
Wow. You know, we're still waiting for when Time Magazine is going to name us
the handsome nerds.
Yeah, the top 100 most influential people. I'm waiting on that.
All right. Me too.
Waiting to take Oprah's spot. All right, we got more Hellion Micro here. And, you know, one of the issues here is that even though he's killing off these Zerglings and Banelings, he's not really killing off drones.
Yeah, that's quite true. But he's keeping the supply very even. 98 to 94. NesTea just barely leads still, but down goes that queen finally. Dying in horrible ways. Jinro looks like he is just gearing up for a timing attack once again.
Yeah, I think that's smart. You know, he's already behind, so you might as well invest all your energy and focus your strategy on one 1 minute window of time where you got to do this incredibly powerful attack and try to recover.
Yeah, that's quite true, because as soon as this pressure ends, Jinro is going to, NesTea is going to explode. You know, he's making another hatchery for macro. His Spire is done. He's making 7 mutas, getting his +2 melee attack, getting his Baneling speed, getting his +1 flyer, and filling out the rest of his drones. He's already at 71. He's going to end up at about 75. And so Jinro, as you said, Tastes, just one strong timing attack to try to bring the game back into something more even. Good choice.
Now, the Hellions are moving out. Medevac, however, is going to do a little drop over here. And, is he actually not going to do a timing push? I'm surprised.
Oh, he is making a command center, so...
I guess not.
Yeah, he may go for a macro game here.
When I saw the Medevac come out, I'm like, well, this is a timing push. I wouldn't want to, try to keep harassing like this. I want to end the game. So,
here they are. A lot of mutas coming in, as well as speeds and banes. And that is...
there's no reason for Jinro to a Medevac drop that late. I mean, if there's a Spire out, you just don't Medevac drop. Unless...
Yeah, I think he was hoping that the Spire would be just a little bit later.
Yeah, maybe he could kill it as he landed.
Yeah. But it was out, Tasteless, not much damage done, and now, the pressure has been kind of off NesTea. As I said, he is exploding. He's up at 155 supply against 123 for Jinro. 3 queens and a spine at this base to try to stop this nice volley there.
Beautiful. Oh! Wow. He's actually finally doing that damage he needed to do.
And he actually killed a lot of drones. I'm 70 drones now, but because already making 10 more drones is NesTea. He's not playing around, Tasteless. Making his infestation pit. That's always scary. Jinro, though, he has 6 siege tanks out and making some Thors right now. He's got to have those to help the push. Doesn't want just Marines against mutas. They're quite good, but the Thors help out so much. NesTea taking a 4th base.
All right. Jinro is going to expand again here. He's lifted up the command center. I don't believe NesTea will attack. I don't think he's going to do it. That wouldn't make a lot of sense since NesTea is still in the lead. He can keep taking the map over here. And, yeah, he's just going to back off. I think he was preparing for what we were talking about, the possibility of a timing push. So he had his Banelings down there, and if he sees Jinro leave, he just goes back in there. He counterattacks him. That way, Jinro either has to commit to the push or go back and save his base, which would mess up the timing push. Down here at the bottom right and in the upper right, two-pronged attack here.
Yeah, we do have that, and not really doing a ton of damage at that 3rd base of Jinro. But the mutas doing a little bit. Whoa! Maybe overcommitting right there for a second. Jinro does have that +1. And he has a Thor out. Does not quite reach him with the Thor. But NesTea, he's just kind of taking the map. He's pressing his creep out. He's already maxed out against 155 of Jinro. Now NesTea has to decide what to do here. He is getting his hive. A few infestors popping out.
You know the thing about infestors, when you look at them and the way they move, that's like the one bug I'd be scared to let crawl on me. You know what I mean? I'd be like, get it off! You know what I'm talking about? It'd get on my neck. I'd be like, got him!
And now we have a nice snipe of a tank. That is what you want to do with your muse.
Infestor out.
A lot of Banelings as well.
Planetary on the way, but I think he might do the
I love that small
right
barracks
click.
wall.
Yeah, that's he knows that the trick where you just take all your Banelings and right click on the planetary, and then when it blows up, you just sort of leave and go back and expand again. There's not a. All right, here we go.
Here we do go indeed. The Zerglings coming in, taking the tank hits, targeting down the tanks with the mutas. Beautiful moves here, and this is going to be very hard for Jinro to hold.
Man.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
A lot. Oh man, his mutas are almost all in the deep, deep red right now, though. And
I gotta.
Wow, Jinro actually held it pretty well.
I don't know why he didn't just take the Banelings and kill the planetary. That's all you have to do. But
I think he's trying to kill the army, just make sure that Jinro's unit composition isn't any good to attack quickly. If you kill off a bunch of siege tanks, then suddenly Terran is like, well, I don't know, man. They don't refill very quickly. You got to keep your siege tanks alive kind of all game long when you're going sieges.
That is an interesting point. One of the things to keep in mind, guys, is that siege tanks are sort of the backbone of the Terran army, especially for this kind of style. And once again, another small loss here for Jinro.
Yeah, but the supply's a lot closer now. 143 for Jinro, 166 for NesTea. A lot less siege tanks than he had last time, so that's going to help out. Greater Spire almost done. Corruptor's on the way. A lot of Zerglings on the way. NesTea, though, going down the other path while Jinro decides to push this gold. And it looks like we may just see a counterattack here. Very good idea by NesTea. Use the mobility of Zerg against Jinro. And he sieges up too late, though. Jinro's going to have to go home, I think. Whenever you have to turn around and go home as Terran, Zerg gets way far ahead. That's just like a universal rule.
Uh-oh. Yeah, this is a good way to play against Terrans. Is if you're way ahead of them, whenever they leave, you just run into their base.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh.
They have to bring a lot of units back to kill that many Zerglings, man. They have +2 melee attack, +1 carapace. And we do have 7 Brood Lords on the way in the natural NesTea. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. That is so scary. In fact, Jinro is still making medevacs. I think he has no idea. Not even adding Thors, not adding Vikings.
This has basically been, for the last 5 minutes, us watching Jinro lose all sorts of battles and skirmishes. And look at the creep on the map here. He's doing a great job. It could have been a little bit farther out by now, but NesTea doing an amazing job.
Oh, look at all those Banelings. The best combo in the entire world, man. You make tanks unsiege with Brood Lords, you roll in with your Banelings. It's like, whoa. Whoa. Talk about splash damage.
The Brood Lords look like, what is it, Stingray.
Yeah, they do.
They do. Uh-oh.
And here they come. Jinro not going to be happy with this. Max out NesTea against 150 Jinro. Jinro's unit composition, though, not that good. He's only got 2 Vikings right now. 2 more are on the way. And here comes some more Banelings. NesTea not even waiting for the Broods.
NesTea's some best Terrans here. And even though these Vikings take out the Brood Lords, the amount of damage is being inflicted here is tremendous.
Yeah, it is. Even rolling into the main base, picking off Marines, getting the Brood Lords time to deal some more damage. And, Jinro doing a good counter drop, by the way, on NesTea's 4th base, killing off a bunch of drones during this. So he's just trying to keep in it somehow, some way. And it looks like he will clean up the attack. But the damage has been done, Tasteless. 87 supply for Jinro, 150 for NesTea.
This looks like the last level of the single player on Brutal. This is pretty ugly right now.
Right now, NesTea just kind of plundering Jinro. He's in his base, taking his stuff, owning it up. Jinro just got far behind with finding that early racks by NesTea, and GG.
Damn.
NesTea will move on to the round of 16, whereas Jinro, unfortunately, goes to the up and down matches.
NesTea is showing us why he's a champion. And I gotta say, I'm not totally shocked by today's results. Jinro clearly very disappointed. Understandably so.
His game against San was just so awesome, but 0-2 against NesTea. Guys, you got to give him credit where credit's due. He beat one of the best PvTers in the world and then lost the best Zerg in the entire world. NesTea is the best Zerg, guys.
Is NesTea going to go back to the finals? It could happen. He won Season 2. He certainly seems to have the potential to win many more seasons.
Yep. So Clyde finishes in 1st, NesTea in 2nd. 3rd place will be Jinro, 4th, San. And that's how this group went. At least, if you're going to go down the up and down, you may as well have 2 shots at coming back into Codex.
Yeah.
And I tell you, Jinro, obviously such a great player. I think he should not have any problems getting back to Codex.
Yeah, I would be shocked if he went down to Codex.
Well, to be honest, up and down is going to be stacked again. So let's not put too much pressure on the guy. But we do
have a lot of shocking people in the up and down matches right now. But indeed. I would just assume, just to make sense, probably going to get back out of that. But you never know. We already have so many upsets here at the GSL. It's StarCraft 2 right now is so competitive. Since the birth of the internet, the entire world is just so.
Till Al Gore birthed the internet.
Al Gore invented the internet. It's so competitive. There's really, internet gaming. It's more competitive than anything we've really seen before because anybody from anywhere in the world can fight against each other. So it's pretty wild. Okay, we're gonna have a 10-minute break. So don't go too far away.
Yeah.
I'm Tasteless. With me is Artosis. We're Tastosis. And this is the GSL. Damn.